Chancellor Klingbeil und seine Mini-Me Friedrich Merz haben sich geeinigt. Wonderful, wonderful news. Yeah, it's a great day to be in Germany, guys, because these two morons and their parties have made a deal and are going to make or form the next coalition government for Germany. All right. Now everybody voted for a center-right government, and now we get a leftist government with basically center-right dude that says he's center-right, but he's really not. He's basically a leftist in disguise. Friedrich Merz, who's lied about absolutely everything that he wanted the people to vote for him for. So now they've made an agreement. The Koalitionsvertrag is out. It's great. It's great. It's basically what we thought it was going to be. It's a whole lot of bullshit, nothing, right? Nothing is really talked about in this thing. We know what's in it. I'm sure everybody's heard it by now. I'm not going to go through it point by point, or I'll be here for 100 years. But you can find it for sure online. And it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter, because even if there was anything good in it, we couldn't really trust that they were actually going to carry out whatever plan they had. Only the leftist plans, they'll carry those out, right? So the SPD's plans, Chancellor Klingbeil, he will get his wishes taken care of most likely, but Mini-Me Friedrich Merz, not so much, man. He's basically shown his belly to Chancellor Klingbeil, right? And Chancellor Klingbeil just kept stabbing him in the fucking chest. He was like, yeah, you want to take more. And so Chancellor Klingbeil has now won the argument, right? And all the important points that Friedrich Merz was talking about before the election, like his 5-point immigration plan, yeah, not going to happen. None of that shit's going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. Nobody was out there getting excited, except for maybe the last 3 CDU voters out there in Germany that are like, yes, it's a master plan. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like when Trump lost the election in 2020 and the QAnon people were out there going, oh, guys, just trust the plan. Trump is really the president. Just trust it. It's going to happen. None of that shit ever fucking happened. And the same thing is happening with Friedrich Merz, right? There's still a couple of people out there, obviously, that think that somehow this is going to be some sort of 4D chess plan of Friedrich Merz's, and that he's going to somehow come around, turn this around, and actually do what he promised. No. None of that's happening. If you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you. So, none of this immigration shit's going to happen. They talk about, reducing the amount of irregular immigration. Well, irregular is really the wrong word. It's illegal. It's illegal immigration. And why are they talking about reducing it? See, this is the shit. They've been talking about this, reducing immigration, at least for the 10 years I've been here, right? At least for that. And I'm sure, talking to some of my German friends, they've said, no, it's not just been 10 years. We've been hearing this shit forever, right? For the last 20 years, right? Since 2015. That's what we've been hearing. They're going to reduce the irregular immigration. They don't call it illegal because it's the same bullshit as the Democrats in America. They don't think it's illegal to break into somebody's country and live there without permission. Okay, but it doesn't matter what they think. We know what fucking illegal means, okay? We're not that dumb. I'm sorry. They can keep trying to sell us for dumbass motherfuckers, but we're not that dumb. So you're going to have to come up with something new. When they get up there and talk about we're going to reduce the amount of irregular immigration, that translates to wir werden gar nichts machen, fickt euch alle. That's the end. That's what that translates to in German, right? First of all, you don't reduce irregular immigration, right? You stop it. You put an end to it. And it's not irregular. It's illegal. So what you do with illegal immigration is you put a fucking end to it. And see, they like to twist. That's what the left does, right? You know this comes from the SPD because that's what the left does. The left changes the meaning of every word, and if it can't do that, it just invents fucking new ones, right? And then tries to mind fuck you, to think, oh, well, irregular immigration doesn't sound that bad, and, well, it's good if they're going to do something to reduce it. And stupid fucking German people have fallen for that shit over and over again. Now, it's not just Germany. The whole world fell for this leftism bullshit. right? The whole world fell for it. Everybody thought, oh, the new liberal order, it's great, oh, great. Now we've seen, after, decades of this, the left being in charge of everything, taking over every institution, starting with the woke shit, the fucking trans ideology, the whole fucking thing. We now know the left shit is not working. It's all smoke and mirrors. There are no real benefits to the people of any of the countries where leftism has ruled that I can think of, and I don't think anybody else can either. So we've decided as a world population that basically we're done with this woke leftism bullshit, and we're starting to vote in populist right-wing candidates all over the world, right? Now, the EU and the globalist elites, they're trying their best to stop that from happening by removing people who are popular out of the election cycle, by arresting others that are popular in other countries, and now they're coming for the AfD, and they're going to try everything they can to keep power. And again, I say it all the time. It's going to be up to the citizens, to the people, to make sure they don't do these kind of things, to make sure that tyranny does not progress any further. And that starts with getting rid of them all when it's time to vote again, right? And if they try to take away your voting rights in any way, shape, or form, like they did in Romania and France, then it's going to be up to the people to rise up against that in massive numbers and make sure they cannot do that. Because once they do that, or they succeed in taking away your freedom of speech, then it's over, right? Then we're North Korea, and you don't see the North Korean people really try to do anything to get themselves out of their position. So they probably can't do much. And that's where the EU and all of the countries that worship the EU is headed. So it's time for the German people to start standing up for themselves and their rights against this tyrannical cohort of government politicians that think they have the right to rule over every fucking aspect of your life, right? It's time to do that. I say it every video, it's time to do that. It's time to put an end to it, and it's going to take the people. So let's go back to the coalition contract, right? So basically nothing is in there. Nothing about nuclear power is in there. Oh, they're going to subsidize energy for business, for big companies again. That's great. So that's great. That doesn't do shit for me, though. You know what I mean? And I know people are going to say, well, that's good for the economy because the economy has to continue. And if they don't do something about that, the economy is going to die. Why don't they go ahead and just get Russian gas, right? Why don't they just do that? Because that worked, right? That worked, right? That worked for everybody. I mean, the prices were still out of this world, but the energy prices were cheaper than they are now or will ever be again if they don't go back to that system, at least until the free energy problem is actually solved, that there's enough battery capacity to store the energy from wind and solar so that we can run the whole country on it. That's a ways away still, right? So, or they could go on to nuclear power, reopen the nuclear power plants, be more self-sufficient. None of that shit is in there. So the regular people, once again, no relief for you, no relief for us. We're going to have to continue paying these exorbitant fucking power prices while they try to artificially save the industry of the country by subsidizing their energy. That's bananas. That's socialism. It's socialism. That's how that works, right? And we're not even part of the club as people. Basically all we're good for is paying taxes, shutting the fuck up, and voting for these dumb motherfuckers to get back in office again in 4 years. Right? That's all they really care about with us. That's all we're really good for. Because in their talks that they had to, rule over the people, right? Nothing came up that would benefit us. Like I said, nothing's going to change on immigration. Don't believe that. It's not happening. It's not happening. They were talking about in collaboration with our neighbor countries, we're going to start sending people back at the border. Yeah, good luck with that. You think Austria is going to go, sure, we'll take all these motherfuckers and deal with them here. They should do that, but they're not going to, right? And so somebody has to play some hardball. Some politician in one of these countries has to have some balls, like they do in Poland or Hungary, right? They have to grow some balls and say to Austria, in our case, right, look, fuck you. We're going to send them. If you let them through, we are going to put them at the border in your country, and that's it. We're not letting them in. That's it. Or they could put a detention center at the border that anybody that comes in illegally or has to wait for an asylum claim is in a closed-off detention center that can't get them into the country, but it will let them out of the country whenever they want. It's not a prison, right? Things like that should be solutions, but nothing like that was in there, right? They're not going to do any of that shit, right? All they're going to do is spread money around like they're the fucking tooth fairy for the whole world, right? And they're going to give everybody money and all their NGOs and all their buddies. It's going to be great. It's going to be the same shit as Umpel, right? Same shit, probably a little worse. And Germany is in for a lot of pain coming up, right? Get ready, buckle up, Germany, because if you think butter is expensive now, just fucking wait, okay? And look, if for some weird reason things do happen because of this coalition that benefit us, I will mention those things. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I will look for, what's behind it, because I don't believe they would ever do anything willingly to help us. That is generally for governments. That's just a side effect. Usually governments and politicians do something that benefit them. And some of those things just happen to benefit the public also, and they kind of do those things. So, it's like they're throwing us a bone once in a while. And so when this government, if they do anything that's going to be a net benefit for the people of Germany, the tax-paying people of Germany, right, then I will mention it right away, and I will praise them, up and down, but I will be looking for what's behind it, right? And that's what everybody should do. Don't fall for anything. This coalition bullshit contract, fuck it. It doesn't mean anything, right? They came out all proud. They're all proud of it. Everybody's talking about it like, oh my God, they fucking did it. Well, it doesn't mean anything because they don't have to do any of those things. So like I said, even if there is anything good in it, which there's not, right? It's like they're gonna fucking do those things. They're not. They're fucking not. They're going to be busy trying to take away everybody's freedom of speech, trying to lock people up for fucking Facebook posts like Britain, you know what I mean? Trashing Trump and America and trying to get themselves out of the hole they're digging themselves into with America, right? With these tariffs. The reaction should be Germany should call Europe and said, look, if you guys don't get something settled in one more week, we're going to deal with Trump on our own, right? And we're going to make a deal with Trump on our own. That's what's going to start happening with the tariffs. Germany could be the leader in that. Germany could take the reins and say, look, we know what the right decision is. Countries, let's go. Let's make a deal that helps everybody. Not going to do it because that's going to be a politician that has the balls to stand up to Europe. Friedrich Merz is not it, right? And neither is Lars Klingbeil. But so there we have it, people. There we have it. We've got Chancellor Klingbeil and mini-me Friedrich Merz are going to be running the country. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. We'll at least have a lot to talk about, right? We'll have a lot to talk about. You're going to need to get maybe another job. If you've got one job, you probably need 2 jobs, right? Maybe we'll be lucky and the whole AI utopia happens within these 4 years. That's possible too, right? If you're paying attention to the AI shit, hey, shit's getting fucking real, okay? It's getting real on the AI shit, It could be that people won't have to work anymore or do anything anymore in a couple of years. And then we'll just get free money and everything will be free because the AIs will make it all for free. That could be the way it goes. Not so sure it's going to be that way, but maybe that's what the politicians are kind of counting on, right? Maybe they're like, dude, we suck so hard. We can't really do anything. We just have to lie our way through this, get as much money as we can out of this fucking crap system. And hopefully the AI robots will take over and get everything done. And we'll just be able to fucking chill the fuck out. Fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? That might be what they're counting on. They might know that's actually going to happen and we don't. So that it just doesn't matter now what they do with all the money and the politics and the shit. It might not matter anymore because they know that AI is going to take over everything. You know what I mean? It is a likely scenario. It's just as likely as the fact that we might be living in a simulation. I feel like we're living in a simulation more and more every day. But I'll talk about that another day. I'll let you guys go. Guys, if you want to get all of my content delivered directly to your email inbox, all you got to do is subscribe to the Substack. You see it on the screen. It's allaboutlogic.substack.com. It's allaboutlogic.substack.com. And there you will not miss any article, any video. It'll all be delivered to your inbox directly once you subscribe there for free or for $5 a month. Either one, great. Do it. Go there. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on the next Insanity Report. Yeah, have fun. We're going to have a good time with Chancellor Klingbeil and mini-me Friedrich Merz. Getting ready.